Welcome back to another Invasive Brews Quick Facts episode. This one I'm going to have to make an apology about, especially if you have arachnophobia. I definitely have to apologize to my sister. Sorry, sis, but this one we're going to be talking about the non-native Joro Spiders. All while enjoying a Starry Stonewort Juicy IPA from the Aquatic Ales series from Trail Point Brewing. And if you'd like to see their story, be sure to check out the video on the Round Goby and Trail Point Brewing. So we're going to crack this one open, and we're going to check out these eight-legged freaks. That just looks like a really good IPA. It is a really good, juicy IPA. Okay, let's get into it. Joro spiders are in the Araneae family, or the orb weavers, of which there are about 3,100 species worldwide. Here in the United States, it's roughly around 110 species of orb weavers. These recognizable spiders are harmless to us humans and are quite beneficial in our gardens. Joro spiders are a very large member of this family and are the cause of a lot of news outlets using this to strike fear into everybody's hearts. Headlines like, "Giant invasive Joro spiders with 6-foot webs could be poised to take over U.S. cities," depicting these spiders as Shelob from Lord of the Rings. Or headlines like, "Giant venomous flying spiders with 4-inch legs heading to New York area as they spread across East Coast," putting in the minds of the readers of the giant flying bugs from Starship Troopers swooping down and raining down from the skies and terrorizing the cities. But I'm here to kind of clear some of the waters about these big non-native species. The Joro spiders are native to Eastern Asia, including Japan, Taiwan, South Korea, North Korea, China, Vietnam, and India. They were first found here in the United States in Georgia in 2014. They're thought to have come over in either shipping crates or maybe some ornamental plants. Since its introduction in 2014, it's been documented in Tennessee, Alabama, North and South Carolina, and even one individual was documented in Oklahoma. But in this case, the person traveled from Georgia, and when he found it, he documented it and then killed the individual. Despite the scary headlines, these spiders are relatively harmless. Unless you're a flying insect, then that's a different story. Most spiders do produce venom, and the Joro spider is no exception. Their venom is used to subdue their prey when it gets caught up in their web. Now, there have been documented cases of the Joro spider biting people, but in most cases it was described as nothing more than a mosquito bite. One described it as kind of a sweat bee sting, but nothing really to be worried about. Just like any venom, though, it does depend on the person. Some people react differently to, say, mosquito bites. Some people really welt up. Some people don't. They may seem really intimidating with their 4-inch leg span and their webs that can expand 6 feet wide in between trees and shrubs and hammocks and wherever they might go. But these spiders are pretty shy. In fact, a recent study compared Joro spiders to several native orb weaver spiders, where they disturbed the spiders with just a little puff of air. Now, all the spiders reacted to this stimulus by freezing. The native spiders became more active and started moving around again around 96 seconds. The Joro spiders stayed frozen for over an hour. This freezing behavior may be just a key to their spread. Whereas if they freeze for over an hour, no predator is going to sit and wait and try to find it if it keeps frozen. Now, a native spider that starts moving again within a few seconds is going to get spotted by the bird or whatever's trying to hunt them, and it's going to be picked off.
Yes, but actually no.
A lot of spiders can fly, but in the case of spiders, it's the babies, and it's not powered flight like you would see a bird or a bee do. Instead, the baby spider will throw out its web to the sky and get lifted by the wind and carried to a new home. And again, it's only the hatchlings that do it, and the hatchlings are only about the size of a sesame seed. So you aren't going to see large 4-inch diameter spiders raining down from the sky like a scene from Red Dawn. And it's in this hatchling stage that the Joro spiders are the most vulnerable. Just like all spiders, they are a soft bodied morsel for a lot of predators, like birds, wasps, amphibians, and even larger spiders, just to name a few. But when these spiders reach their large size, and with that freezing behavior, it kind of reduces the number of predators that are going to start picking them off. Plus, with every female being able to lay up to 500 eggs a year, you might start seeing these little baby Joro spiders ballooning into your area. As the Joro spider is a relatively new non-native species here in the US, a lot more data is needed to kind of study their economic and their ecological impacts. As these are a large spider species, they may target more recognizable and larger prey like butterflies, bees, and other beneficial insects instead of smaller pests like flies, mosquitoes, and other smaller insects that smaller spiders kind of target. In fact, their webs have even been documented to being able to hold the weight of a bird, and birds have been documented of stealing the spider's insect meal. A lot more data is needed to be documented on this species, and their spread needs to be carefully monitored. It is advised not to kill these spiders because experts think a lot of people might misidentify these spiders and accidentally start killing off native orb weaver species at the same time. Instead, something you can do is report it, take a picture of it, report it to your local extension office. There is an app called iNaturalist. Or document it on jorowatch.com. All of these things will help us track the spread of this non-native species, and it might even help scientists kind of calculate their impacts. As you report these spiders, I want to help you properly identify these spiders. Again, we have around 110 native orb weaver spiders that are very beneficial to our yards and gardens and even our agricultural industry. Like the banana spider, which if you pay attention, the black parts on their legs are hairier than those of the Joro. Other key characteristics to identify Joros are the bold yellow and blue colors on the abdomen and striped legs. And the abdomen is infused of red, yellow, and black in certain patterns. The males are a little harder to identify because they are just a plain brown spider, much like a lot of our native orb weaver spiders. If you've actually seen a Joro spider in your yard or garden, I would love to hear about it in the comments and where you're at. And I hope this episode has really cleared the mud about these giant, invasive, flying, venomous spiders that are terrorizing the eastern United States and spreading all over the place. If it did, I would really appreciate a subscribe and a thumbs up. But until then, plant native and drink local.